and welcome to Student Voice. I'm Nadia Herrera, and I'm here today with my friend and fellow college student, Caleb Fowler. How are you, Caleb?
I'm okay.
Great. Today we'll be talking about college Reddit stories. So these are stories shared on Reddit about some, let's say, college hiccups. You know, you got your bad roommates, your bad friendships, your bad families, just bad situations. These stories have been edited for time and language, so if you want to read the originals, the links will be provided below. All right, so are you ready to get into this?
Yes, and just for a heads up for everyone, I have not been briefed on any of these stories.
All he knows is that they're really bad.
Yes.
Okay. Story 1. Would I be the asshole for dropping my roommate / best friend's stuff off at her mom's and cutting her off? That's the title. Okay. My lifelong best friend, Sarah, and I moved into an apartment about an hour from her parents. I realized I made a huge mistake because Sarah will create a mess and then sit on the couch and watch you clean it. I complain about it, and she responds by doing things like dropping her laundry off at her mom's for her mom to do, though we have washing and dryer machines in the building. She's that person. Soon after the semester starts, Sarah starts dating her ex, who lives in the same city as her parents. She's failing classes and gone for weeks at a time. She's only here sporadically when I'm not, so she can use the apartment to hook up and trash the kitchen and then leave. At this point, I'm not even mad, just concerned that she's turning her life into a dumpster fire, and I'm trying to take her off the ledge. She's lying to her mom, saying that she's here and lying to me, saying that she's helping her mom paint or pick up groceries, etc. Really, she's with her boyfriend and avoiding her adult responsibilities. When I ask her, she just tells me she's stressed about school and she's going to do better, and I believe her. Fast forward to now, and she hasn't paid her rent in 3 months. Yesterday, I asked her what her plan is, and she said she didn't know if she wanted to come back and is on the fence about it. And asked if we should talk in person, could talk in person, which is the exact moment I realized me and this apartment are 100% her backup plan if this crappy boyfriend doesn't work out. She's been fantasizing about marrying this guy. I told her to go F herself in slightly nicer words. Now I just want to drop her stuff off at her mom's, enlist her mother's help and getting the keys back, and tell her to eat crap when she gets sick playing house. Would that make me an asshole and a bad friend if I didn't just go talk to her about it in person and just leave her stuff at her mom's? Because I'm honestly so over it and don't even see the point in talking about it. All right, what are your thoughts?
I think she's talked about it a lot already, and there's been no change or anything. That person kind of sounds like a jerk for doing all of that stuff. So I can see exactly why. Why they'd want to do that.
I can definitely tell by like the language of her post that she's still like, you know, obviously they're friends. They were friends their whole lives, and now they're living together, which for those of you who don't know, never move in with your friends. It's a bad thing to do. I have a friend from high school, kind of like same situation where, well, not that, but she and I ended up having to live together for a short period of time because her parents were in China dealing with a family situation. And I think we lived together for like 1 to 2 weeks. I about killed her. Like I love her. She is like one of my best friends to this day, but it's just not a good move. I just don't recommend it. But yeah, I definitely...
Not a good move.
Yeah, not a good move. But I just feel bad because I can tell like she still cares about her and she still wants to help her, but it's...
There's a point where you have to stop being a safety net for somebody, where you gotta say, okay, listen, I've tried helping. Evidently, I'm just a backup plan. You know, just deal with your stuff, and I'll do my stuff.
So the vote on the post says not enough info, and I think that's really just because there aren't a lot of comments. This post only had 9 upvotes, so it, which I thought was interesting. It was posted 2 years ago. But there are like a few comments, and for the most part, from what I could see, everyone says not the asshole. People are giving advice, you know, be careful if she's on the lease, you might want to go get some legal advice or talk to management and see what you can do about it. Because if she's not paying the rent, then she's probably going to get evicted at some point, unless she's been having to pay her rent, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Because then you're paying for 2 people instead of 1. So, yeah. But that was, so what do you think?
Not.
Yeah, not the asshole. I definitely don't think so. If I were her, I would definitely do exactly what she's thinking. I've lived in a few apartments, and I had a roommate at one point who kind of did the same thing, very cuckoo in the brain. So at that point, you just got to help yourself and take yourself away from that equation. I think that's the best advice I could give to that person. All right, second story. This one's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
okay.
no.
This is another post from the Am I the Asshole Reddit thread.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for taking away my daughter's college money? So this is a month old, so this is actually pretty recent.
Okay.
So 5 years ago, I, 38 male, sat my wife, 36 female, down and told her I wanted a divorce. I was unhappy, and I believed I had fallen in love with someone else. She did not take it well. Sarah, 34 female, my current wife, and I met at work. Getting to know her made me realize how unhappy I was in my own marriage, and we quickly became great friends, and there was an attraction, but we kept everything very professional. Once the divorce was finalized, I asked Sarah out, and she said yes. X and I have 2 daughters, Abby, who is 17 female, and Grace, who is 18 female. They openly hate Sarah. I have custody every 2 weeks, and during that time, they go to a therapist. My ex refuses to take them to therapy even when I'm paying for it during her time. My oldest is 18 now, so I can't force her to go, but she still comes over when her sister does. Therapy has helped, but not by much. I do discipline them by taking away privileges, and that doesn't seem to work either, especially since X seems to encourage them to be cruel to Sarah. It was so bad that Sarah would go on road trips when I had the kids over. So like every 2 weeks, she's like going on these road trips. Sarah and I got pregnant, but the baby was stillborn, and it broke our hearts. We turned his ashes into a necklace for Sarah and a ring for me. Our jobs don't allow jewelry, so every day we take them off at work and put them in our jewelry box. We came home from work today, and they were destroyed. The ring looked like it had been cut in half with a bolt cutter. The necklace was smashed. Abby and Grace were smug about it and started to taunt us. Sarah is having a breakdown, and I told them to get out. They didn't think I was serious, so I told them again. They said whatever, and that I wasn't going to see them anytime soon because they were going off to college. They left, and I told them that they are not getting a single dime. I have about $40K saved up per girl for college. They left, and I informed my ex that they will not be getting any money for me for college, and she has been blowing up my phone since. My daughters have also been blowing up my phone. All right, first thoughts.
Incredibly petty, but I can understand why. Geez, that is just a lot of information.
Yeah, there was a lot more in the original post. I had to reword some stuff, but it's a lot.
Okay, let's break it down from the beginning then.
Yes. So starts where 5 years ago, and this was posted a month ago, so this was actually 5 years ago.
Okay.
He meets his current wife, Sarah, at work,
Yeah.
and falls in love with her, and then goes to his wife and tells her, hey, I'm not happy in this marriage, I'm in love with someone else, let's get a divorce.
Which is a sucky thing.
Yeah, just for that, I would say not a good look for OP, original poster here.
Yeah.
You know, he claims that he didn't cheat or anything during the time, which is great, but you know, you're kind of uprooting your whole family's life by doing that. So not a great look.
Yeah.
But then after that, you know, they tried to go for a baby. The baby did not make it, unfortunately, which, you know, that really sucks. I used to work at a hospital and take baby photos, so I saw a lot of that. And it's really tough, so, you know, my condolences on that. And then they got the ashes of the baby turned into jewelry. So you can like compress the ashes and like make it into a ring or a necklace or whatever. And which was really sweet, you know, that way you can always have the kid with you wherever you go, but then his current daughters destroyed the jewelry.
I understand that at least the wife was probably ex-wife was probably feeling very bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And because the daughters were living with her half the time, that was probably seeping into their lives, and they started feeling bitter about that as well. I'm sure they were bitter on their own about it, but I'm sure that having that constant like influence of, God, you know, I don't like your father for XXX reasons. I'm sure that was a little bit toxic, I guess. So I understand why they were like pushed to that point, but they shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done anything like that. And I don't know, it's like, did they even love their father? Because it was important to him.
I definitely think they care about him on some level, because, they say that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. So if they really didn't care, they wouldn't have done something like that. They did it because they're upset with him, which is understandable why, but I agree, I wouldn't have taken it that far. Like, my parents were divorced, and it was a very ugly divorce, but, I still talk to both of them, and everyone's situation is different, but I don't think I could ever, like, go and destroy, especially, it wasn't just, like, any piece of jewelry. It was literally the compressed ashes of their unborn baby. Like, that's just crossing a line I don't think I could ever do. And
the fact that they were smug about it as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is from his perspective, so, you only get one side, but based on the way it's written, it seems like he's really struggling with the girls. And plus the fact that, like, he takes them to therapy and the ex doesn't. I don't know, it's really messy.
Yeah.
It's hard to be mad at, like, one person, because I feel like everyone kind of sucks in this situation.
Yeah.
But
could we just, like, everyone?
Well, that was the vote. On the Reddit post, the vote was everyone sucks. Most of the comments were, the kids should have never done that, but, you seem to have zero acknowledgement for the damage that you've done to your family. Obviously, this, like, is not an ideal situation, but a lot of people kind of this opinion of, like, your daughters suck, but you also suck, and your wife sucks, and your ex-wife sucks. So I think, yeah. Oh, and he did give an update. He gave an edit. So he said the money was not part of the divorce agreement. It's in my name. I'm also in therapy. People are mentioning family therapy, but to put it lightly, it didn't go well. They did try it. My ex refused to be in the same room as me. The girls refused to be in therapy with me and Sarah. I thought it would add to the resentment if it was forced, so I deemed it would better to just have the daughters go on their own. So that was the other thing people talked about in the comments was, like, well, what's the money situation? Because if with the divorce, but it's all his. He saved that up. So I don't know if the wife had money saved up as well. But I don't know. It's just like, I understand the girls really suck, but I've always grown up with the notion that, at least, like, my dad always taught me that it was, like, his responsibility to, like, help me through school. So just cutting them off seems like, I don't know. Both are really extreme. What do you think?
Like I said, everyone played a part. Mm-hmm. It was negative all around. I think what he did was petty. I think what the girls did were petty. I think what everyone did was petty and sucky, and they all suck.
Yeah. Do you think he should have taken the money away?
I don't know. I feel like they needed some consequence for what they did. Like, because they were just going to keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah. That's the hard part, too, is, like, if you don't do something about it, it's just going to keep happening. But if you do it, then, again, we don't know their financial situation. We don't know if the girls, like, still have money for college or if that was it, like, that was all their funding. So that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think everyone sucks, though. It's just, yeah. Sorry.
Go to the next one.
All right. So this one is also about a bad roommate, but not in the way you think. The title is, My College Roommate Was a Poltergeist.
Continue.
All right. So this was posted on the poltergeist, or the r/paranormal Reddit thread where people share, like, their haunting stories.
Sure.
And this one just so happened to take place while they were in college, so I thought I'd include it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just so, like, dun, dun.
Yeah, we go from crappy roommate, crappy family, ghost.
Crappy ghost, probably.
Oh, you'll see. All right. Well, I have to ask, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I've had some pretty spooky stuff happen, but it's also like there's no factual proof about it, so it's kind of like it's probably just superstition,
I'm really open to the idea. I kind of want ghosts to be real, but also, like, not.
Wouldn't that, like, suck though?
Yeah, to be like to be stuck in another plane forever.
Yeah, or to just be haunted by one.
It'd be kind of fun to do the haunting though. Let's be honest. I'd make a great ghost. I would. Yeah. Okay. In 2015, I was a freshman in college. I roomed with my best friend Emily from high school before leaving for college. We found rumors online that our dorm building was haunted, but we didn't take it seriously. We lived on the second floor, and our room was in between the stairwell and the laundry room. The first month went totally normal, and we settled into our new routines. One day, when I got home from class, I walked into the room, and everything was open. The drawers on both of our desks, the dressers, the standing wardrobes. My first thought was that someone broke into our room and robbed us, but that didn't make any sense because you can only access our room with 2 key cards. One was mine and the other one was Emily's. Nobody else's key card would unlock our door. I called Emily to see if she was in class, but she was in the bathroom just down the hall. When she came back, I showed her the room and she said it wasn't like that when she had left it. At the time, we both thought we were pranking each other, but neither of us said it. Over the next couple of months, things started to happen that proved to both of us that it wasn't the other playing pranks. We often came home to everything being opened, but that's not it. At night, when we were both in bed, we could hear our laundry baskets being dragged across the floor and things falling off the shelves.
It's creepy.
One time, we were in our beds and with the lights out. I sneezed, and I clearly heard a "bless you."
Ghosts with manners?
Why, thank you. Must be Southern.
Yeah.
When I said thank you, thinking it was Emily, I looked across the room and I realized she was asleep. I also heard, "Hello," whispered.
That's such a weird thing. It's like, achoo, bless you, thank you, hello.
I also heard "hello" whispered in my ear a few times. Hello, hello, hello. Another time at night, I was up late studying and Emily was asleep. I felt like I was being watched all night, but just told myself I was tired and paranoid. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Then out of nowhere, I felt a light shove on my back. So maybe not such a polite ghost. Obviously, this scared the crap out of me. So I just got up to yell at Emily, but then saw she was sitting on her bed on the other side of the room. Once when Emily was in the room by herself, she was on the phone with her dad talking about all the weird stuff that had happened to us. And of course, right on cue, all at once, every single drawer flew open.
Like, how many hands does this ghost have?
This is literally something that would be like right out of The Conjuring. You're just like chilling and it's just like...
I feel like the only coping strategy I would have with that is try to be like funny with it. Yeah. Be like, hey, can you close those, please? No? Okay, fine, I'll do it again.
They say the most traumatized people are the funniest, so. All right, after about a month of us just being terrified, we got up the courage to talk to the RHD about everything. We started with something like, "So we had a weird question about our room." When she stopped us, she said, "Let me guess, stuff is moving around and you don't know why." Excuse me, what? She said every year she gets reports from people that live in that room with stories exactly like ours. It's been happening for years, she said. She told us that it was a ghost of a little girl named Sarah who was known to be mischievous and mess around. To be honest, this part of the story, I'm not 100% sure I buy it, but it made us feel a little bit better to tell ourselves that it was just a little girl. Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Annabelle? Anyway, after a couple of months, things settled down and occurrences became less frequent. We eventually felt comfortable in our room, and if something happened that we would just tell ourselves it was Sarah messing around again, and we would just brush it off. Oh yeah, that's just our ghost, Sarah. You know, she's just playing
just
around.
Our roommate.
just our roommate, Sarah. Even though we were scared at times, we both agreed that nothing ever felt evil or sinister. It did indeed just seem like a mischievous spirit, but either way, we never taunted it or tried to talk to it. So on the list of worst roommates, where would you put that one?
Probably better than the first.
Normally when I hear like people be like, "Oh, I had a haunting experience," it's always like my toothbrush moved and I wasn't touching it. Like, you know, like weird random stuff, but this is straight on like, this is like Annabelle, The Conjuring, like.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know if I could ever believe that unless I experienced it, and I never want to experience it.
Well, you know what's going to happen now. You're going to go home and all your drawers are going to
I need you to stop jinxing it.
No, I'm manifesting this for you. Yeah. I'm manifesting a haunting. No, now I'm fully expecting going home tonight and getting a frantic call from you being like, Nadia, my drawers, they're opening. I don't know. I think out of all the roommates I've ever had, I'd be kind of down to have a little ghost girl named Sarah be my roommate. Like if that's the situation I'm in, I'm here for it. Cause you know what? If you like, you know how many great pranks you could play on people, or like if
you could coordinate.
But that's why you've got to befriend her. You give a little offerings, you know, smear a little sheep. You smear a little sheep's blood.
Just casual stuff you can get at the supermarket.
Just go to your local butcher. Get in her good graces, and that way, and that the best security you could ever have. Imagine someone actually tries to rob you, and the little ghost girl Sarah shows up, like ready to fight. She's like, "Come at me!"
Just biting their ankles.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for today. Shout out to my homegirl Sarah, ghost girl Sarah. You're great. We love you. For more information about these stories, visit Reddit or check out the links below. Thank you and have a great day.